All right, want to welcome everybody here today. Today is June 13th, 2023. It is 3 o'clock. We're on the regular scheduled Uintah County Commission meeting at the County Commission chambers. Welcome everybody here. Please remember to sign in back there, and we will have a prayer by Brenda McDonald and a pledge by Charlene Gross. Got everybody here.
Do you mind using the microphone so we can get it on the minutes? Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Brenda, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Charlene, thank you. All right, we're trying something a little bit new today, and if it works out good, it was my idea. If it was bad, it was Sonia's idea. But we're going to bring in new employees and try to introduce them, and as they come on and just kind of get a face and hopefully embarrass them a little bit and make them feel welcome. So where are we starting?
Derek?
Okay.
Derek is going to come up.
That was a formal invite.
I'm okay. Was you introducing him as a new employer? Is he induced or? Okay.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Oh, you'll need to turn that on. It's not on. Thank
How
you.
about that? Is that
That's
better? More better? Very good. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Derek Cautamillo, Uintah Conference Center. I stand before you today. It is my great pleasure to present to you 3 of our newest employees that have joined the Uintah County family as full-time employees, and they are doing a fantastic job. So to start off, I would like to introduce Miss Tammy Van Dyke.
Well, this guy has been on TV somewhere.
No, super excited to have Miss Tammy. She is currently fulfilling our housekeeping role, and I just want to point out that it is a very, very important and crucial part of our business model to have her in our lineup. The things that she is able to do and bring to the table, as well as you guys are fully aware, as we have events down there, things of that nature where you guys participate in. I hope that you will notice that the things that she is doing does not go unnoticed as far as the cleanliness of our restrooms and kitchens and things of that nature. So hats off to Tammy for the good job that she is doing.
Good. Welcome.
Next, we have Miss Tyler Lemon. Also, Tyler is a Basin resident, graduate from Uintah High School, joined our conference family. She is currently fulfilling our Maintenance Tech 1 position, and she is doing a fantastic job. As you go around the conference center and notice, as we are trying to keep our grounds and our campus clean and tidy, that a lot falls back into her wheelhouse as she is doing her best to keep lawns and flowers and everything upkept, as well as working inside as far as the setup. So we're super excited to have Tyler. She came on board, Tammy and Tyler both come on board about February, right in that time frame, just as we needed them as we were kind of ramping up and getting it ready for graduations and things like that as the spring comes around. So super excited to have her. Okay. Next up, Benji Bolton. Also Basin resident here. Benji comes to us just super recent, within the last month or so. Excited to have Benji. He's currently fulfilling our Maintenance Tech 2 position, and so as you come to the conference center for chamber lunches and other events that you've seen, a lot of the setups that he'll be part of those setups as moving forward, and also part of the maintenance and grounds and things like that. So very excited to have all 3 of these in our lineup. It really does complete and help our staff as we're trying to move forward and provide a quality product for Uintah County and those that come to visit. So do you have any questions for us while we're here?
Nope, I just
Great.
I appreciate you doing that. It helps us to put a face to the names. So thank you and welcome to Uintah County.
Very good. Okay.
We
Thank you.
appreciate you and appreciate the employees and welcome.
aboard.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
That went good. It was my idea. Oh, no, it was Sonia's, I think. I'm not sure. I know what was.
It was somebody's.
Somebody's. All righty. Approval of minutes for June 5th, 2023, June 6th, 2023, and June 8th, 2023 special meetings minutes. Okay.
I would make a, yeah, I don't know why I forget that word all the time. To approve them. Approve the minutes?
Okay.
Motion to
All
approve the minutes?
the dates and the times that we have there. We've got a motion.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Report of warrants, Mike.
Okay, Commissioners, I have warrants from June 8th in the amount of $1,292,607.87. There were several one-time pass-through monies here. First one is we transferred $600,000 from our food tax to the transit room tax to help cash-wise as far as the conference center goes. We also
Normal.
we budget that every year. I kind of just wait until the money gets there, then I transfer it over. So that's just an annual thing there. Uintah Fire Suppression Special Service District received some SHSP grants through the Heidi Lundberg, passing through to to them for $74,279. We also have the check to the Uintah Special Service District for $247,000. This is reimbursing them for snowplow payments that they made on the snowplow at the airport, which I am holding that check hostage until I receive their audit, just for you to
We
know.
ratchet it down every day.
Yeah, we could do that. I'll tell her.
100,000 a
I'll
day.
tell her that that's what Brad said, so that works.
I didn't like having to give it back to them, but it isn't any other way.
That's right. Also, we have $115,000 pass through from Airport FAA to Vernal City Corporation of $115,516. So there were several one-time big chunks there that I wanted to bring out to the public.
Okay, all righty. All right, tax matters.
Commissioners, last week I presented the tax sale ratification, and as I was signing the tax deeds, I realized that the name here that we had down here, one of the properties was sold to Jay Goodwin. It was actually his that we sold. It was sold to Bo Gline. So I request that you readopt or do the ratification again for the tax sale with the correct name of Bo Glines being the buyer. I thought in the long term, we need to make sure we show that he is the one that bought it, not the same guy we sold it.
Sold it for.
Right. So
Okay,
if I can get a motion to ratify the tax sale, everything's the same other than we just put the correct name who we sold it to.
I would make that motion.
Okay, we have a
Second.
motion and a second. Ty, you got everything straight on that we need? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Okay, adoption of certified tax rate.
Okay, let me. All right, Ty, if you'll hit Apple TV, we'll see if we can make this work. And if it doesn't, Ryan's here just to be safe. Now it's just spinning, Ryan. Screen mirroring. La 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 la. Here we go. Look at that. Okay. I did here because I could make it big enough. I wanted to point out to the public where our values were for this year. Locally assessed values in 2022 was $2,140,000,000. In 2023, our values increased to $2,500,000,000, an increase of whoa, that's dark, but I can see it. $360 million increase in our locally assessed, and that is from reappraisal. Of that, 28 million is from new growth, new homes, new businesses that was built. Also, in our locally assessed or our centrally assessed value was 2.3 billion. We were increased this year to 2.7 for an increase of $408 million in value. As you can see right here's our benchmark, $3.7 billion. So Uintah County won't receive any new growth from centrally assessed until this 2.7 right there gets bigger than the 3.7. So in the meantime, what happens is the rate will go down as the values go up of centrally assessed. So last year, our tax rate was 0.001736. This year, the certified rate is 0.001490. So with that, Commissioners, the first one then, unless there's any questions, the first request I would request at this time is that we approve the tax rates for the county. And I'll show you exactly what we're looking there. Nope, wrong button. Big fat fingers here. Okay. The tax rate for the general fund would be 0.001048 to bring in $5,437,000. Tax rate for the library, which is the next one down, 0.00271, will bring $1,406,000. Next one is quadruple 06 for $32,000, and this is for flood control. The next one is tort liability of 00077 for tort for $400,000, and then the library at $458,000 for a tax rate of 00088. So for a total proposed tax rate for the operations of the county, 0.001490. So if I would request a motion to support that, that's up to you guys there. But that is the certified rate and gives us a proposed rate, which will bring us new growth monies of it didn't move for me. View, rate detail. $41,602 in new growth for this year.
There was something yesterday, Mike, or we talked about the state come in and did a, what was that?
Yeah, that is this-
25% on that reappraisal, or what?
The reappraisal number, this $360 million, the state come in and ordered the county assessor to increase values for the locally assessed property owners. So with that increase, we don't get new tax dollars, but it's going to be tax rate is value goes up, rate goes down. Tax dollars is what stays constant unless it's new growth. Then you can capture those new growth dollars. If value goes down, which we've had in prior years, then the rate goes up. The only thing that stays constant is the tax dollars you're charging.
Okay, all righty, and you just need the one rate. You don't need
We need to do the assessing and collecting for the local county assessing and collecting, and that is 0.000483, bringing in $2.5 million. And then the next one is the state rate for multi-county assessing. We just have to approve it. We don't even get a say in
Are
setting
you
it.
needing two motions just to help?
If you do a motion to accept the certified tax rate for the county and the assessing and collecting rates, that will do it.
Yeah, I think there's just one thing.
Yes.
According to this, you mentioned library, but I think you meant health, didn't you? Is that last line?
Yes, health is the last one. Library is the 271, second one down.
I think you mentioned library twice.
Oh,
so,
sorry, I probably
yeah.
could have. So 5.4, or the tax rate at 1048 is the general. The 271 is library. The 506 is 32,000, and that is flood control. And then the 0007 is for 400,000 is tort, and then library and health is the last one at 458,000.
Thank you.
All righty. Guess, John, it's, any questions, comments, and we'll look for a motion.
I'd make a motion to accept the final tax rate as presented by Mr. Wilkins pertaining to the library. I can't read my own writing. Tort liability, health,
Flood,
flood, that's what.
library, and general.
Okay, in general, as presented.
Okay, does that work? Got a motion?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed.
Now, can I get one for the assessing and collecting rate?
Yes, and I would also make a motion for the 00149 in the collection rate,
483 for county assessing and collecting.
483 for the county collection, as presented by Mr. Wilkins.
All right, got a motion?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Okay, number 4, Mike.
Okay, Commissioners, as discussed in the work session yesterday, the URS contribution rates, and I don't have those pulled up at all.
Well, and it probably without even need to pull up the rates, we
Yeah.
have no choice.
We have no choice on these.
It's,
20, so
state
the
assessed.
rate stayed the same, but as I'm the certifying agent, I certify that I've received the above information and that all persons involved in submitting the reports have been notified, and I also certify that I'm authorized to verify the above rates on behalf of Uintah County, approved in commission meeting June 13th, 2003.
We need to, basically a motion saying,
To stay this, they're staying exactly the same as they were this last year.
all right,
I
any
would-
questions, comments?
No,
Okay,
I would make a motion that we adopt the URS contribution rates that have been provided by Mike Wilkins.
all righty.
I'll
John?
second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. All righty, anything else?
Nope, I will make this sheet a part of the minutes
Okay,
for the
thank you.
breakdown.
All right, Tridell Community Board request for Pioneer Day sponsorship. Matt Tate.
Make a triplicate copy, there's some copies. So I'm Matt Tate, I'm the president of the Tridell Community Corporation Board. I'm the president of it. It's a volunteer organization, and what we do is we organize activities and events for the Tridell, for overseeing activities at the park and various things like that to bring the community together closer and as one and in harmony. We have our big event on the Saturday around the 24th of July. We generally try to intersect at the closest to the 24th. So that'll be July 22nd this year. And we're just seeking out a sponsorship, if you will, with you guys to see if something you would be willing to do something like that to help us to be able to provide prizes. And this is our big fundraising event that allows us to put on things for the rest of the year. We do like breakfast with Santa, movies in the park, and various activities. We also provide a free lunch. We have it, generally an entity cater it, so things like that.
Have you talked to Alicia through Travel and Tourism at all? We usually try to run a little of that stuff.
I hadn't.
It's a little event sponsorship money that's,
I talked to Sonia, and she just suggested I bring it before commission.
yeah, okay. Yeah, and it's, generally as a whole, and, you know, it all sounds great, and we appreciate what you're doing over there, but we try to do that a little bit through tourism with the TRT tax, Mike, that we have to promote tourism, stuff like that, and that might be our best avenue. Matt, not trying to, you know, but that's thoughts, Matt, you know.
I
that-
just didn't know how we did this, because I knew we sponsor other things,
Like the Jensen Pumpkin
rodeo and the
Festival
Jensen
and things like
Pumpkin
that.
Festival.
Yeah, and like
Do we do
Jensen-
that through
No, they
TRT?
go through TRT and,
Oh, okay.
you know, and I like, all of them 100% does not, I don't think. I think the stock show, does it come through But
That's the Roundup Road,
the commission does, that's the one, yeah,
that's way out of the dollar.
yeah.
The Events Commission is the one that sets the limits, and their limit, Dinosaur Roundup, we give $25,000.
Yeah.
But the Events Commission, that's just about their entire budget.
Budget, yeah.
So-
So wouldn't it be,
That's
for our
probably
procedures,
the
we
proper
need,
way is to
Go
submit through
through.
that selection committee on
yeah.
that one.
And
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think, we just, mounts and they'll ask you some questions and Alicia's office just right next door there and, well, no, she's moved down the hall.
Down the hall.
Still there.
And, but
You
we,
can go in there.
I think it's a great deal and let's talk to her and go through her procedures that she has and it's not that tough, but
Lot
I
of
think it's a great,
Volunteer.
Okay, so I'll
Great,
approach
great.
it that way then.
Thank
Okay.
you. Sorry
Matt,
I led you astray.
No, you're right.
great event over there. That's wonderful. And I love the community, participation and stuff like that. So,
Yep, we get more every year, so,
Awesome.
all right.
all right.
Thank you.
Well, thank
Thanks,
you,
Matt.
Matt.
Thanks,
Remind everybody it is Saturday, July 22nd. That's Saturday. We can, somebody would like to see that and it's,
In Tridell at the park mainly?
Yes.
At the
Park.
park. Okay.
Be at the park on the 22nd, all day event, so.
okay.
By the missing fire station, right?
Okay.
Smith slab.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt. Oh dear, Sheriff's Office. Brian, come on up here. All right, you got 15 seconds.
That's about 10 seconds too long.
Okay.
What I have today is that it's a master lease agreement with BANKCORP. We're looking at moving it in a different direction with our lease vehicles. This is not an option that we want to get put in place. Our current leasing situation has been working, but they're going another direction, and it's not going to be cost effective for the county to continue doing business with them. So this has been reviewed by John already, and it's good to go. So, and like I said, this is only a master copy. This
Yeah,
isn't.
and it'd be just an option.
Yes,
that
yeah,
will
I'm
apply.
actually still looking at other options.
Yeah. But it will
The guy I was talking to thought this was tomorrow, and so I got the information about, 2 minutes ago.
Okay.
So I'll get with you guys and go over those, and then we'll get back in front of commission and so we have several options, so we're not just dealing with one company.
All right.
Sounds
Any
good.
questions, comments, motions?
I'd make a motion to approve them to go ahead and go forth.
I was gonna say, do we have to have a motion because we're just looking at different
Well,
leasing
well,
companies?
this is actually enters us into a contract, so we can do business with them.
Oh, okay, so.
yes.
I
Open
see
it
what
up
you're
the
saying.
door so we can, okay.
Yes.
So I'd make that motion, I'd amend that motion to approve the contract with them as
Okay.
provided.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Brian. You want me to
you
sign?
are.
Here, let me just give it to you. You gotta chase me down.
Why Zeke's coming up.
See, sheriff, just right, one of these. Okay. You'll fill out the title right there. Okay. Okay, all right. Thank you, Brian. Okay, Zeke, purchasing policy. Boy, let's just pass this, get this out of the way. I'm tired of
Yeah,
talking.
I know, right? We're here finally. Ty, is that? Oh, perfect, thank you. Zeke, Atwood Purchasing and Grants Office. We've been working on this for quite some time. We're finally here. We've been through about 3 or 4 work sessions. We've looked at the purchasing policy and realized that the purchasing limit that we had before started at 500, and quite a bit has changed over the years for the dollar value, and so we're really looking at changing that dollar amount. So just I'll just go over some of the more major changes that have happened from the old policy to the new policy. And just for the public's information, the purchasing policy's main purpose there is to ensure that we're being good stewards of the taxpayer dollar. And so when we go out and make purchases, we're making sure that, one, that the funds are available to be spent in the budget, and then 2, that we're making sure we're making a good faith effort to get quotes and get different pricing options. And then we do also try to keep that money local as much as we can. So we do have a 5% variance that local vendors can go above out of town vendors to be able to still get that award to keep that money local. So with that in mind, the limit to require departments to get a purchase order used to be 500. It's proposed now with this policy to change that to 2,500. The level 2 limit used to be between 500 to 5,000, and that's being changed from 2,500 to 10,000. The level 3 limit used to be 5,000 to 20,000, and that's going to 10,000 to 30,000. And then the level 4 limit was 20,000 and above, and that's going to 30,000 and above. So as far as the dollar amount required to get different approvals and get purchase orders is going up, because we're finding that it's becoming cumbersome to do so many POs at that small dollar amount with the dollar value. Another change that we'll see in this from the old policy is the RFP process. The new process establishes two different processes. We have a request for bid and a request for proposals. A request for bid is anytime we need to buy something that lowest price will win every time. We just need, for example, just a widget. If it's a truck, we're buying a truck, we'll go get quotes, making sure we're comparing apples to apples, and as long as we are, we just take the lowest bid. And then the proposals are when we need something that there's going to be more subjectivity to the review process. So the scoring process will be established when it's posted, and then when those proposals come in. Currently, right now, we've been reading in those prices. This new policy proposes that we do not read in the prices of proposals until after it's been awarded. And the purpose of that is so that when we redact that price from the review committee, so they can look at the product itself without being persuaded by the dollar amount that's been bid. So they can look at what's best for the county just based on the product. And then once that selection committee makes a selection, then we can go to that vendor and say, hey, we liked your product, but your price was higher, and we can negotiate with them a little bit and try to bring that down. Whereas if we read that price into the minutes, they see that price and they know we're kind of revealing our cards and not have any leverage to be able to negotiate any of those prices down for the county. So that would be a change that will be noticed probably in the public meetings. There's various other changes. I'm not sure what you guys all want me to go through.
It's kind of got the
Those are
gist
kind
of
of
it, I
the
think, there
major
that's really it's
parts. So.
the nuts and bolts, and it's been quite a effort by all department heads, all elected officials. I think we've had everybody involved in this and went over it a lot. And prices, Mike, have probably been in place for 6-8 years, that 10 years, haven't they, that limits we had prior to this? Mike, do you remember offhand?
They've been there for probably 10 years or better. The last update we had on this policy was December of 2019 or 20 was the last update on this. I'm okay with most of these numbers. I am, as I've mentioned in the work sessions and that, I think the 2,500 is a little too high to go without getting a purchase order. I'd rather see it at 1,000 to 1,500. So that just on record is that I'm good with all the other numbers because they're still being bid, the purchase order's being issued, but going from 500 to 2,500, in my thinking is I think that's too far to go without getting a purchase order to encumber the funds to make sure the funds are there. So that's, and I've made that comment, so I just want that part of this record.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, Mark?
No.
Everything? Okay. Entertain a motion if we have a motion.
I want to make a motion that we approve ordinance number 06-13-2023-01. Is it 01 or 01? Ordinance, okay. 01, the purchasing policy.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'd second, but I also want to point out that becomes effective upon our passing it.
Yeah, it says immediately.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
And another little note with this, just for the public and for the employees in the county, we are also diligently working, once this is enacted, to convert our purchasing to electronic. So all the POs will be online, they will be signed digitally, electronically, and process that way, and there will be the process outlined in the purchasing policy for that to go through. But I'm hoping it will be a much faster process, and we don't waste a lot of paper.
Zeke, thank you and your office and everybody for the work on this. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zeke. Gennie, I know you guys all put a lot of time and effort into this. Tonya, seen you leave once, didn't see you come back. You're on. That policy 400, salaried employees PTO.
Tonya Craven, Human Resources. Get plugged in here. Okay. Oh, goodness. Went off there for a second. I was just about to be a little concerned. So this policy we have brought up in work session a couple of times as well. More discussion than on screen. But I did open it up yesterday also in Google Drive to receive some comments. That was also brought up in our work session. I have the red lines and the information regarding our comments and the things that the commission has kind of guided through their thoughts of things that they'd like to see changed in our leave policy when it comes to our exempt employees and the accruing of PTO, which is being brought forward because of the exempt employees and their schedules and the FTO flexibility with being able to be task-oriented as opposed to the FLSA non-exempt employees that are the 40-hour week requirements, who's also able to receive comp time and things of that nature, which salaried employees are obviously not able to do that. So the concern with commission is the continuing accrual of the PTO on the exempt employee. So we've been able to work through the policy to provide an option of trying to alleviate some concerns of the exempt employees by still providing the 480 hours that will provide the FMLA eligibility, and then carry that over from year to year. It's not a cash value unless for some reason a commission that is coming in has another management style, and that would conflict with where we are standing now in the, so that's considered in section B here where it says, should paragraph E be rescinded by county commission action or change in state or federal employment law, any remaining FTO, flexible time off hours, will be rescinded, and each exempt employee will receive 480 hours of PTO with the same status as PTO awarded in this policy. So that then obviously then provides PTO that would have been lost during that time frame. There has been concern that that's not the same amount that would have been accrued, but it is a starting point for the exempt employee so that they're not starting out at zero if something were to happen and the policy would look at needing a change. Another concern that was brought forward was the idea of health insurance or things of that nature. Currently, we don't have an active policy in place that's providing that unless we were to enact either our sleeping policy 450 or our policy 260, which is our one where we tiered out the employees that were working towards their retirement and providing those incentives of the $36,000 and down to provide recruiting. And it was brought up that we'd like to still see something being brought forward in the future to provide that gap for employees that are wanting to move on but yet don't meet the Medicare requirement yet. But those are still things that we can continue to work forward. I think the main point that we were working at was trying to get PTO to their accrual rates to be housed where they are right now, and then determine the payout and how that's going to look in the future. The commission, it's my understanding, is not looking at paying those out right now. They're wanting them placed into a bank. So we have addressed that in the policy as well under our PTO section. So I scroll down, you'll see that we've removed also the need for time tracking and how the time will be submitted. The exempt employees will no longer be submitting timesheets. I did change a little bit of language. I talked with Sonia about this, where it said sickness, and that's just a little grammar change to medical or other emergency. But here under PTO bank, we're just staying with the language that says current county employees who were hired as exempt employees prior, and this is just a date because I weren't sure when this work is going to come forward, will have their accrued PTO placed in the exempt PTO bank, and then all exempt PTO hours accrued will be paid out. This was a comment that was made in the work session, so I left it in there as well, just for discussion. Will be paid out according to available funding, because we kind of went back and forth as far as, do we want it to go into a bank, or are we able to go ahead and pay that out? And when I think Mike had commented that there was a possibility of being able to pay it out, but then there were some concerns about how quickly we would be able to do that. So I did leave that at to be determined at this time, but I wanted to get the comments from the commission as well.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
Yes, if you'd go back up, I think it was the EA,
Okay.
on the very first page, I believe it was, right? Keep going, keep going. Okay, there you go. Where it says, in addition, the commission will set aside 480 hours at the beginning of each calendar year for exempt employees, with the exception if they're on FLSA at that time, that will not start again another 480 hours. They would have
Oh,
to use their
FMLA.
480 hours from the year before.
So if they're
before
on
that.
FMLA at that time, so that's from calendar year, right? So
Right.
if they've already started their FMLA, then they'll be in that time frame. So it will restart then at that next calendar year.
That was the only thought I had.
I know you had it in here one time that we called it FTO somewhere. Where is
Flexible
that?
time off, yeah, that's
Did
in
we-
here.
Did we show
No,
that?
yes, it's right here under B.
But it says FTO, but did we define what that was anywhere?
Oh, we could put that in parentheses so that it just states that it's flexible time off.
That would be
Okay.
great, yeah. And then just put the FTO in parentheses, I guess, for
Yeah.
the first time. Okay,
Okay,
that would be great.
Okay.
I think that covered,
I think Mike has a question or a statement.
Back up to that other paragraph that John was just looking at.
Okay, one
Please.
sec, let me just do this real fast, and I'm making some changes on the fly. Okay, here we go.
A,
Right here or further up? Okay,
On A, I don't know just how we need to word that, but it's not a calendar year, it's from the time
Event.
the event happens, the FMLA event
Yeah.
happens. At that point, they have 480
so the
hours.
life event.
A year from
Yeah.
April 17th.
Yeah, if that's when they're,
Yeah, the life event, time of life event.
yeah, that's
so we
probably
need
how
to add
that.
that, or is that in there somewhere?
We can, for
Because
clarification
for
purposes, we could,
clarification maybe
That'd be
somewhere,
good to put
because it's
in.
not
Okay.
like they got 480 and this life event happens December 1st, and they've
Yeah.
used 160 hours in December. Well, they don't get a fresh 480 in December.
Like,
or
kind of like
January
what
1,
John was saying.
Like John was saying
Okay.
there. Just how to word that, that's a Tegan question for you.
Okay, all right.
That
Put her
was
on the
thought
spot.
on that when we
Okay.
had that
480
discussion in
hours.
work session.
Right.
I think with that motion, we could
I missed
make sure
that.
that was kind of clarified
Okay,
in that. Something. Let me sign them, hand right back to you.
Matt's got a
yeah, Matt's
suggestion.
got,
May look at saying like at each calendar year or life
Or
event or
life
whatever the
event.
term is
I
that
like
you
that.
use for that.
okay. Does that work, Tegan?
Could fix that.
Yes. Thank you.
Start of like.
Okay. All right, any other questions, comments? Remember where we left off, we need a motion?
I'd make the motion, we approve that, as presented, now that we've got that
With the
clarification in there.
Okay,
Okay,
we have a motion.
Okay, I would second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed.
okay, so we'll just need to, so for payroll purposes as well, make sure that this is going to be for our, not this pay cycle, but for the next pay cycle, so that we're allowed, so that the clerk auditor's office and payroll has time to make those changes. We don't want to try and rush that through. I know that we'll have that. Or what do you think, Mike? I'm not sure with policy date taking effect today. What are your, I just hate to do that to
Actually, yesterday
Leanne.
was the first day of this next pay period.
Okay, so,
We get paid this Friday, but
right.
it's
That pay period's over.
Already been
That pay
done.
period was last Friday, so
I just didn't want to
not
know.
affecting me, so I don't know if you want to say probably yesterday's date or go 2 weeks from today. So we're not trying to split a payday and accrual.
That's the thing, I know that it's hard for Leanne to try and split
Yeah,
out time, so I didn't want to do
I'd
that.
rather see at the end of this next payday.
Mm-hmm.
That works
Take,
for me.
take event at the end of the next.
At the
pay
current
period.
payday we're in. At the
Yeah.
end of this current payday, then this will become in
Right.
effect
Be
for.
Right, so that
payday
could be
whatever.
stated
Accrue
in the
another
motion.
Whatever hours this payday we're in right now.
Okay, correct. All right.
Okay, thank
Sounds
you.
good.
I will amend my,
Motion,
Motion.
yes.
Okay,
Okay,
and I would second that.
did I call for a vote yet?
yes.
Sorry,
Okay,
thank
got
you.
lost a little bit.
But
All right,
ask for a vote again.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Amended. Aye.
Okay.
All
Motion
right.
passed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, grants. Jeannie Bird, come up here and
Help us out.
go over everything on that paper. It looks like you guys have been busy. Everybody's been busy.
Jenny Bird grants. We received 6 OHV, off-highway vehicle recreation grants from the state of Utah Division of Outdoor Recreation. 3 are for search and rescue. Let's see, and then the other 3 are, well, 2 are for trails, and then the last one is for Mary Cashin Road. So I don't know if you want me to go through these individually, and you can approve them individually, or if you want me to go through all, and you'll have one motion
Probably individually.
individually. Okay.
I think we probably do them all under one motion when she went over it all. or- Same.
Yeah, they're issued from the same State Department, but they're 6 separate contracts.
Yeah. So I do
And
each one.
separately.
Separate.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first contract is for search and rescue for a Hagglund and trailer. The grant award is $150,000.
Okay, and any,
A quick synopsis of what that is.
What's a Hagglund?
Steve's better
For the
at this than
community.
me.
I know what it is, but you're on, Sheriff.
If I had a picture, that would,
Paint me a verbal picture.
Verbal picture. It's a military vehicle that is being repurposed. It's completely redone. The design was to work in the Arctic or the Yukon. It goes in the snow and the mud, on dry land, water. It is supposed to float if you put the plugs in it. Move pretty slow, but it's a vehicle that we could have used probably 6 times already this season. Yeah, I would love to.
Put me back on there. As long as we,
So you can get at least 4 crew in the first part of the vehicle. Second part, you can put 11 people in that, or you can use it as an ambulance type vehicle.
came up, then I hit the button, sorry. Here comes again.
The company that we're gonna get it from, they're the only one in the country that does this, and they put a new motor in it, transmission, paint it, do all new electrical, new tracks. Everything in it is a new vehicle at that point, so,
That's not the one, but that's what a Hagglund is.
yeah.
That's what they
It's
look like.
more or less that vehicle.
Does it have the little trailer thing too, or just the main vehicle?
Well, that's
part
one
of it.
unit, so they both units drive. So the
Oh, okay.
design is from the military, if you get the front one stuck, the back one's gonna pull it out or push it out. Pretty hard to get that stuck. If you're stuck, you're in trouble. So,
Okay.
pretty neat vehicle for what the guys need.
good, good. All righty. Any other questions, comments, motions?
I would make a motion that we approve the search and rescue grant for the Hagglund and trailer for $150,000.
and these are electronic contracts, so if you will include in the motion, if you authorize our office to sign those for Commissioner Horrocks.
Electronic.
If we approve them, do we need to also approve or mention that?
Yeah, I would say that you're authorizing the signature from,
Electronic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done from Jenny's office or Zeke's.
Okay.
Okay.
Then that's in my motion.
Okay, we have a motion.
And I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. This outdoor grants, just to clarify, from the state of Utah, comes from vehicle registration for off-road vehicles. Are you familiar? Is that where the money
Yes.
comes from? So every time you register your off-road vehicle, you pay a little bit and it goes into this grant.
And they have separate categories, yes. So they set aside a set amount for search and rescue, and that's what
Yeah.
these three for Steve's office are for. And then they have other eligibility for.
Kind of nice to
non-search.
help spread the costs around. You know, we get everybody from the Wasatch Front out here recreating, and it's a burden for us to carry the cost to, you know, go get them and all this, and this helps with that. you
Yeah,
know,
for
stuff
sure.
like that, so. All right, next one.
The second contract is for search and rescue, and it is for snowmobiles. And the grant award is $26,000.
Okay. Any questions, comments,
I'd make a motion that we accept that.
with giving them the authorization?
Giving,
The authorization for
yeah, purchasing electronic authorization
the signatures?
as needed.
Okay,
I second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Okay. The third contract is search and rescue side-by-side. Grant award amount is $20,500.
Okay. Any questions, comments, motions?
I did have one question, I guess.
Okay.
And it kind of goes back to the snowmobiles and the side-by-side. Aren't these replacing ones that they have surplused, or, it's not new ones we're not adding, or are we adding?
So we borrow 2 snowmobiles from the state every year, but, so this isn't replacing snowmobiles, this is in addition to what we have. The 2 snowmobiles that they lent us this last year, they're both broke down and we took them back, so.
Okay,
we
all
needed
right.
some new ones.
And another on that, they've also got 2 Rangers that'll be using them if they get them up and running, so they wouldn't even be available most of the time to the
Well,
sheriff's office.
these 2 were ones that we had as
No,
search and
I know,
rescue, so.
but they came from.
Yeah, but exclusively they were search and rescue. But yeah, if
That
the state
point,
needed
yeah.
them back, they'd take them back.
Okay,
Okay. All right, where'd we leave
Thanks.
off? Did we,
a motion.
we had a motion? Do we need a motion?
No,
You-
I would make a motion
Okay.
then, after answering that question,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
That we approve the search and rescue for the side-by-side grant for $20,500. With authorization for grants to electronically sign for the commission chair.
And I would second that.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Okay, the next contract is for equipment for Moonshine Arch and Wrinkles Trail. So we requested funding for an excavator and a skid steer, and the equipment will be used to restore and reopen the last portion of Moonshine Arch where there's signs because people were driving underneath the arch causing damage. So we will be placing boulders there with the equipment. And then the Wrinkles Road, the last 4.5 miles are washed out from flooding, so that dugway is impassable. So this equipment, they're letting us use about $53,000 in-kind match and $5,000 cash. The total grant award is $189,000.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
I'd make a motion to approve Moonshine Arch and Wrinkles Trail excavator and skid steer grant with the authorization for purchasing to electronically sign as needed.
Okay, we got a motion?
Sorry, just quick question. How much was the total? 180 what?
$189,000 for the grant award.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, the fifth contract is for a Trails motorcycle. We requested 1 motorcycle, but the committee is awarded 2 motorcycles, so funding for 2 motorcycles. And the purpose of those, they'll come with chainsaw attachments, and it's for the Uintah County Trails Coordinator to inventory all existing non-approved single-track trails in Uintah County. They'll use this to develop an OHV trail network, and then the motorcycles will also be used to explore potential areas for new trails and conduct seasonal maintenance, including clearing fallen trees and debris with the chainsaw attachments. And that grant award is for $12,500.
Okay.
And that's to purchase 2 motorcycles with that?
Yeah, we have a match of $1,500, so the total project will be $14,000, but the contract is just $12,500.
For 2 motorcycles or 1? For 2? 2, okay. All right, got a motion, or any comments, questions, motion?
I would make a motion that we approve the trails, the 2 motorcycles with chainsaw attachment grant for, I didn't get this paper that you guys have.
It's on your desk, I'll bet.
Probably, I'm sorry,
$12,500
for $12,500, but the, yeah,
with appropriate signatures. And
with the electronic signatures by grants for the commission chair.
Okay, got a motion.
I would second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Number
Okay.
6.
The last contract, it is the Mary Casham Canyon fence contract, and that is for $13,152, and the grant award will be used to purchase fence materials and supplies. So the purpose of this is to acquire materials needed to construct a 1-mile fence along the Mary Casham Canyon Road, a Class D public road. Simplot will provide the labor to install the fence, and has agreed to keep access open to the public.
Okay. Any questions, comments, motions?
I think there was just a typo. It's not Casham, it's Cashin with an N.
We have
not
gone
an
back
M.
and forth on that. Okay.
Okay.
C-A-S-H-E-N?
Yeah,
C-A-S-A.
that's what it is on our maps too.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, any questions, comments, motions?
I'd make a motion that we approve the Mary Cashin Canyon Fence grant award with the authorization for grants, procurement, whoever, do the electronic signatures for us.
Need to read them out, too.
Oh, $13,152.
Okay, have a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 I did have one thing. Sorry, I did have one question now,
Yes.
after this, that I just thought about. On the excavator and skid steer on the Moonshine Arch and Wrinkles Trail, is that just to like rent the equipment to do that work, or we're purchasing equipment?
We're purchasing that
That we
equipment.
could use then on other trails, but it's mainly for the purpose right now for these 2 things?
Yes, so we can use the equipment for OHV recreation, but in order to have an in-kind match, instead of coming up with the required cash, we proposed those 2 projects.
Okay.
So we had the road department give us some cost estimates for equipment and personnel to finish those 2 projects. But yes, we get to keep the equipment, and we can use it for other projects in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Good. You know, it's, everybody works on the grants, but we have Zeke and Gennie, and boy, there's just a lot of grants out there that's surprising what's out there, and appreciate everybody's work and effort, and it's a team effort, and we appreciate you guys and a lot of work and stuff, and we appreciate
you.
it. And you too, Sheriff. Okay, go ahead.
I'll second that. I want to say thank you to Gennie and Zeke for working on these. I mean, if you look at the sheet, they've got us, close to $500,000 worth of equipment, and it was their hard work that did that, so thank you.
That just stretches our money further, is what
Yeah,
these grants do.
we had to come up
so.
with very little because of their writing skills.
Kind, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, and I won't pick on you next week. We're not here either. All right, public comments. It's over. Never mind. Come on up.
Read your thing.
Oh, well,
Public
yeah,
comment
looks like we
reminders.
got one that's gonna,
You can read that if you want, or
here,
I just
read
have,
it.
nope. I just have a comment for the public and just an FYI for everybody. With the 2nd Congressional District's special election that the governor called last week, there's a special session, I think it is today, wasn't it, Ty? Tomorrow. Tomorrow's a special session. If the legislature concurs with what he's already declared, instead of the election being on November 7th, which is the first Tuesday in November, it is actually November 21st, which is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So, anyway, that's just an
That's,
FYI.
For John, or for whose seat?
That is for Representative Curtis.
Stewart.
Stewart. Chris,
I'm sorry. I
Chris
said Curtis.
Stewart's Congressional District 2,
Seat there.
which is not even us. We don't even get a vote for that, but it affects the entire state's election.
Health issues is.
Yeah, he had health issues, so he resigned, and with
resigned,
that,
is that what it
the legislature now is called, instead of appointing someone, we held a special election to replace that position. So that's just so everybody knows. not November 7th, but November 21st.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other comments? All right.
I just had one thing that I thought Mike would bring up, but we are not having commission meeting next
Oh,
week.
that's a good point.
Next week is Juneteenth, and so there's no commission meeting on Monday, and therefore Tuesday's meeting will be canceled. And also, I thought you was going with, we will have in our general election, all 3 cities will have a general election. None of them have more people signed up than seats, but there is a race there. You have a primary if you have more than double the amount. If you have 3 seats and you have 6 people, 7 people sign up, you hold a primary and narrow it down to 6. But none of the cities had anyone sign more than what their seats were, plus 1 more. So there will be a primary, Vernal, Naples, and Ballard, and then Ashley Valley Water and Sewer. So it'll be, not everyone in the county will get a ballot, just depends on where they live at.
And you said there wouldn't be a primary,
There's no primary, just general election.
general election. Okay.
Ken, everything good at the airport? I'd not put you on the spot, but give you an opportunity if you'd like.
Hello, the commission and the public. I'm Ken Campbell. I'm the director of the airport. The question was, is everything good at the airport? That's a pretty broad question, really. Not everything is good at the airport. For about 7 months now, we have had the whole front of the terminal torn up, but we tried to get it all finished before the first snow fell last year and heinously failed. Since that time, or since it got warm enough to do this kind of work, we're trying to get all that finished up, and we're really, really close. I think if everything goes well, we should probably get some asphalt laid out, which will change the slope of the front and the aesthetics of the whole front. So we shouldn't have ice places for people to fall in, and we shouldn't have rocks for people to fall on, and all of that stuff's been removed and replaced and all that. So that's going really well. That said, some other things that are going, the entire public through a series of media outlets has learned about us losing SkyWest. That's still true. SkyWest's approval was not, their second approval was not approved either, so they're out of the running to be our continual commercial airliner. The folks that are winning so far and have not been mentioned, as of Thursday of last week, I talked with the Department of Transportation, who sent they call it an order. They sent that order through the final approval through their legal department, and I should hear anytime soon. This morning at about 9 o'clock, I called the Department of Transportation, and they've not called me back yet. So more to follow. We'll make that announcement very quickly, and things are headed in the right direction. I think there's a lot of really good things that are going on out at the airport. Once in a while we stumble, but I think overall, I think we're doing well. It'll take the Uintah Basin just a minute to probably figure out with this new airline how to do the things that we've done really well in the past, where it comes to oil and gas, or where it comes to tourism, or where it comes to a lot of other ways that we do things. But in deep review, I think that we'll probably be able to find methods that we can still do that in the, in the good, better, best of theories. We're going to be at least living in that better theory rather than where we were kind of closer to best. But I think we can still make good things of it. Any other questions?
No, appreciation, Ken,
No trouble.
of what you're doing down there, and you're kind of out of the, what do you want to say here? Out of the sight, but you're not out of mind. And
Not
a lot of
bothersome
good-
in either
lot of
case
good-
for me.
A lot of good things down there going on, have been.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you, and we hear good things,
Yeah.
from the people that's using us out there, and we, it's great, what's going on and what you're doing. And sorry to put you on the spot. I just
Always welcome. Last but not least, everybody always asks me about emplanements, and believe it or not, with all the tumultuousness that we've had, we're still above on emplanements. So far, so good.
Good.
Knock on wood. Thanks.
Ken, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, and I wanted to just say how much I appreciate Mr. Campbell and the way he is managing and running it, directing the airport. It's been very smooth. It's been very nice. He's very knowledgeable, and he does a very good job.
Concur. All right. Anything else? A lot of great things happened in the basin the last 2 weeks. I don't think there's anywhere, I don't know if the whole state of Utah's done as much as what Uintah County's done in the last 2 weeks, as far as events. But boy, it's been great, and a lot of great things. Appreciation to everybody that helps there, and I guess we'll look for an adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. We are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, I must have missed that one.